All right, welcome back everybody to the channel. Today we have the 2024 Alfa Romeo Tonale, and this is the gas-only version. So I wanted to take a look at the gas-only version because I saw a lot of coverage on the plug-in hybrid, but not so much on the gas, so I'd like to bring that to you. So we still get the same Alfa Romeo kind of S styling. You can see in the front here, looks really cool. I've got a front-facing camera, parking sensors, everything you want. Really nice daytime running LEDs there. Quickly at the side, you can see we have some nice Alfa Romeo rims right here, as well as the brake caliper says Alfa Romeo. Very nice touch. You can see as well I have the Veloce trim, which is very cool. Little Italian flag here on the side mirror. We love that. I'll just kind of zoom out so you can get the full picture of the side profile. Based on the same platform as the Dodge Hornet. So I believe it's Alfa Romeo first, and then Dodge kind of had to work with this platform that was probably given to Alfa Romeo first. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And then we have the back here, still really nice Alfa Romeo styling. You see the Tonale badge right here. One thing that it's like, it's an Alfa Romeo, but fake exhaust. You can't, I mean, the exhaust is definitely under there. You just can't see it. So there's that. I wish we could see it and maybe hear it, but it is affordable, so we can't really complain too much. Of course, automatic opening tailgate. Surprisingly good amount of trunk space and surprisingly good amount of rear room here as well, which I'll get to in a little bit. But yeah, let me close this and let's get to our first impressions. Let's hop in and do that. Let's do it. Okay, driving shit, let's do it. Alright, so on the road again. So it's been about like 3 days now. We're approaching like the midway through my third day with the Alfa Romeo Tonale. I've driven it to do some errands and stuff. I've also, kind of ripped it around town a little bit. It is probably the most performance that I've had out of a subcompact SUV, because this is definitely feels like a subcompact. But it's good because, I mean, you want the Alfa Romeo to have some type of performance, although this is going to be slower than the plug-in hybrid because we don't have that battery giving us a little bit of that extra juice off the line, but we still get the DNA drive modes that Alfa Romeo is, pretty much known for. I had it when I drove the Giulia last year. So yeah, and I also have the adaptive suspension where you can, in sport mode, you can still have a softer ride while still getting the stiff steering and also the performance that comes with it. So as I said, I do have a bit of performance. Let's push it. No paddle shifters, so I'm just kind of dealing with what I am. Definitely really good. Like, it's nothing that's going to knock your socks off in terms of like raw speed, but I can definitely push this thing. And it definitely gets up to speed. You're going faster than you think you are, quicker than you think you are. It's definitely not a slow SUV by any means. So that's really good news. I was kind of worried about that. I thought maybe because maybe the PHEV would feel a little bit more powerful, but I don't know. I feel like this has the perfect amount of power for what it's trying to be. Also, I feel like, I'm surprised to say this about an Alfa Romeo, but I actually feel like the price point here is not that bad. I mean, if you always expect Alfa Romeo to be in the top end of price points, but the Tonale's, even the gas version, is actually relatively reasonably priced. I'm gonna turn down my fans a little bit here, but it is like 33 degrees outside, so I'm not turning them down at all, all the way, because it is really, really warm. So if you hear it in the video, I'm trying to keep myself from sweating the entire time. But yeah, super comfortable as well. Like, I love having the ability to be in sport mode and also have, the soft suspension. Especially in Quebec, you really need something soft. You don't really want to feel all your potholes, and definitely in the sport mode, true sport mode with the dampening off, you definitely feel the bumps a lot more through the body, but when you turn it on, no problem. I can also go into A mode and just kind of be eco, it's pretty much eco mode, and then obviously the dampers are on every other mode other than sport mode, so you don't really need that button for anything else. So I'm really missing those paddle shifters. They're just like, there's just something about driving an Alfa Romeo that you're going to get those column mounted paddle shifters, and it just looks really good. It sucks that the plug-in hybrid has it and the gas doesn't. You'd think it would maybe be the other way around, but alas, it is not. So it feels like an Alfa Romeo when it drives and stuff like that, but then when I look at the steering wheel, start button's there on the steering wheel, but I'm missing my metal my middle paddles, you know. And if that makes this cost a little bit less, then I guess it's good, because most people won't care about that stuff. It's just an enthusiast thing that only maybe an enthusiast would care about. So yeah, so far I just really enjoyed driving it. Let me talk to you about fuel economy here. Let me pull that up. So I've done like over 100 kilometers now, well over that. I'm about 13.3 liters per 100 kilometers, which is pretty good, pretty decent. Especially because I've been pushing it as well. I haven't really been driving in eco mode at all. I'm almost always in sport mode. So I'm not taking it easy by any means. And yeah, so 13.3 though is still pretty decent to see, and I can see it right here in my gauge cluster. So yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it for the little driving, like second driving of the Alfa Romeo Tonale little performance thing. If I have more to show you on driving performance, I'll definitely mount the cameras up again. That's pretty much it. I think it's a really good daily driver so far. It handles well. It's kind of what you'd expect from an Alfa Romeo, but compact SUV, which is a really cool thing, and I'm glad this exists. All right, definitely not cold outside, but let's do a little startup action. Let's see what we got here. Nice key fob too, like I saw on the Giulia. Let's double click this. It takes a while actually. Oh my goodness. There's no exhaust for me to show you. So, you know, it's a decent little noise though. Pop in though. For some reason it turns off. I don't know why it does that. Anyways. Remote start canceled, door open. I guess I opened it too early. All right, well, look, this is the actual start button. Everything powers up very nicely, and the AC comes on. It is absolutely hot in here. All right, back outside with the Alfa Romeo Tonale. A little bit of like an evening shot, so you can kind of see the headlights a little bit better. Also, let me know what you think about these rims. I've so far had some people tell me that they love them. Some people tell me that they don't look good and they hate them. I am very much on the side of I like them quite a bit. I like the fact they have the red brake caliper. Looks similar to the ones that I saw or had on the Giulia, but I believe the Giulias were blacked out. But yeah, so I think it looks good. I think it suits the body. I just can't get over how much this and the Hornet look similar. I know they're based off the same platform, so that is probably a given that that's going to happen, especially in the rear. I passed the Hornet, and the rear looks a lot like the Tonale. So, you know, they're almost the same vehicle. So if I can ever get my hands on the Dodge Hornet, I think there's only one available for all of my area here in Quebec, so it will be hard to do. If I can do it, I will definitely film some stuff for you. But look, the back end looks really nice too. This is an attractive car, or an attractive SUV, despite being compact, and it's also got quite a bit of power. I think we've got over 200 horsepower in this thing, so that's also really good. So I'm gonna hop in. My ambient lighting, I've been waiting for my ambient lighting to come on. It just hasn't, so I'll have to show you that later. And but yeah, so pretty much at nighttime or in the evening, you got a lot of stuff that's lit up. That's pretty nice, really cool. I also have like these different things here, which I'll show you a little bit. Probably pick it up tomorrow and show you like the ins and outs of all this stuff, and we'll do like a full interior tour coming up. So now we're sitting inside the Alfa Romeo Tonale. You can see this really nice steering wheel, with the best part is the fact that I have the stop-start engine right there on the steering wheel. One of the only cars that are still doing this, or at least that I could get my hands on. I don't have access to Ferrari, so there's that. I got volume controls here, stuff like that. I can skip the music with this thing and then control my digital gauge cluster. Adaptive cruise control, lane centering assist, really solid stuff, so perfectly good for road trips. You can see in my gauge cluster right here, I can control some different stuff. Got some different like little things that I could see there on the right hand side, as well as some different themes that I could use. So if I click the button that's right over here, I could actually change my theme there. So I can have like an older kind of classic one, and then the sporty one, which I like, because this one, when I put it into sport mode, it kind of changes things over. Same thing with eco mode, it changes things over as well. So it kind of has different themes for each drive mode. So I like this view the most. I can see my speed, no heads up display, but you don't need one, it's perfectly fine. Left hand side, I have some lighting controls as well as a trunk button. No memory seats or anything like that, but again, the price point is good enough where I don't really think that is something I need to complain about. Then if we move over, I've got this kind of small infotainment display. Like the display is big, but everything inside of it is kind of small. And in terms of like Apple CarPlay and stuff like that, it has Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, all that stuff, but it's all small. It's all like really tiny. I just feel like this is okay, but when you actually see the CarPlay screen, I'll try to maybe include a piece of B-roll of it. It's very small, very hard to look at, but I do have ventilated seats, heated steering, heated seats for both the passenger and the driver, so it's fantastic, especially when it is 34 degrees out here. It's really good to have all this stuff. I've got a bunch of physical buttons, but I can control everything from the infotainment should I want to, but I do not have to, which is a great option. This is where I'm going to be switching my drive modes from. You can see I have the D and A, so D is for sport, N is for normal, and A is for eco. And then once I'm in sport, if I press that middle button, it'll turn the adaptive suspension on, so like dampening and stuff like that, so you can have the sport but also be comfortable. Then you got this pretty standard shifter, nothing crazy. I like this little Italian flag here. Also wireless charger right there. That kind of keeps your phone facing you with the nice little Alfa Romeo there. Volume controls, electronic parking brake, 2 cup holders there. Then I also have this guy. It's kind of deep and it also pulls out to be kind of a longer armrest. This here is all ambient lighting. If I do get a chance to take this out at nighttime when it's actually on, I will definitely do that. You got the Alfa Romeo logo right there in the seats, which is really nice to look at as well. So yeah, overall a very nice looking interior. And I don't know, I'm pretty comfortable in here. Seats are great. All that stuff is good. Ride quality is good. I've got parking sensors, 360 camera, you name it. I've got everything I need, and I'm driving an Alfa Romeo. What else could I complain about? So you go, that is the interior. I'll pick it back up later if I'm able to get this thing at night. All right, outside with the Alfa Romeo, one final time for the Tonale. It's been a good week. Any week that I'm behind the wheel of any Alfa Romeo is an excellent week. But this one is the new subcompact SUV, and I'm so glad I got a chance to drive it. And it's not even the plug-in hybrid. It's not the one that you've been seeing online probably the most. This is just the gas engine version. So I think I have a very unique one because I don't know if the gas version is actually offered everywhere in the world. So this is very cool that here in Canada we do still have a all-wheel drive gas version. It just looks fantastic. This compared to the Dodge Hornet, which is the same platform, I'm going with this every day. The rear ends look very similar though, but Alfa Romeo still has that slight edge, you know, got the red brake calipers. This is the way. Alfa Romeos are meant to be red, or that green color is really nice too. I love the brake calipers. I love the daytime running LEDs on here. It all just looks so good. And it still feels like an Alfa Romeo despite being not crazy powerful and a subcompact SUV. Can't really ask for much more. So let's hop in one last time and give you my final thoughts. So it's always, I've said this in every single review I've done on this car this week, it is always a great week when I'm behind the wheel of any Alfa Romeo. Doesn't matter which one. I like the brand. I think their styling is always top notch. The Tonale is honestly no exception. I think, it has a partner that's based off the exact same platform in the Dodge Hornet, and the Tonale looks so much better than it just off looking at it at a first glance. I haven't driven the Hornet or seen the Hornet like in front of me like for that long. It's kind of passed me on the road a few times, but I don't think I need to because I think I just understand that the Tonale is a better looking vehicle. And in terms of driving though, I'm sure they're almost exactly the same because they're, again, the same platform. So there's that. But I think the driving's good. I think the ride quality is really good. I'm really comfortable. I can do long stretches should I need to do them. I have adaptive cruise control. I have lane centering assist. It has everything, ride quality wise and, steering feel wise that you could want out of a compact SUV. So I really don't mind that. I do feel smaller on the road. Visibility is good too. Like I'm pretty, I sit relatively high up in the vehicle, so I really don't have that issue either. It's really not a lot to complain about here, like other than I wish I had my metallic column shifter paddles because that's what makes an Alfa Romeo to me anyways. I wish the CarPlay screen was a little bigger. That would be nice to have. But yeah, that's really it. And it's pretty competitive price wise. I know a lot of you are probably still going to tell me $52,000 is a lot for a compact SUV, but if you look at it, you're kind of paying for the brand and stuff like that too. And if you get the plug-in hybrid, then you're going to pay that much more. And how much you save on gas, well, that's going to depend on how much you're driving around, how fuel efficient you are, how battery efficient you are, stuff like that. I prefer, honestly, just to avoid the hassle of charging things, I prefer the gas version. I'm glad we get one in Canada. I'm glad the Canadians can get their hands on this thing and not have to worry about plugging things in, because I don't know if the infrastructure is there yet. And whenever I think about an Alfa Romeo, I don't think about an electric vehicle or even an electrified vehicle. The only good thing is with the plug-in, you do get more horsepower, so it is faster, which is cool. So this car is already pretty quick for what it is, and for it to be even faster is like, you know, just an added bonus. So whether you go with the plug-in or the gas, you're gonna be happy. The green color looks good. Honestly, I'd go with the red, fully gas. That is my choice of Tonale. If I had to buy one tomorrow, that's what I'm going for. So yeah, overall, really great vehicle. Hard to find things to complain about it. It's an Alfa Romeo, true and true. I think it's true to form. I do think that, you know, I'm glad that we're seeing a brand like this kind of offer something entry level. I didn't think they would ever do it, and then here we are, they're doing it, and I am here for it, so it's good to see. And so I'll end things off there as I start to hit a little bit of traffic here. So make sure you like, subscribe, put the bell notification on so you always know when I post a new video. I've got new cars every single week, so that means I post videos every single week for you guys. So with that being said, I will see you the next week. See you in the next car. Take care.